Hi, my name's Andy, welcome to a lesson. Today I was going to show you ACDC's Back in Black. I'm still going to show ACDC's Back in Black. It's quite challenging, it moves quite quickly, there's a few little rhythmic things that are tricky, but it uses simple chords. The first bit is just E major, D major, A major. They're moving quite briskly. I'll put a bit of overdrive on and it starts on E chord. And it's just that rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And the key to this is to hit those chords and make them very staccato, which means cut them short. So you hit a and then you stop. Cut those short. We don't want anything too jangly, anything ringing out too much. But we do want open chords. We want to hit all these top strings, keep it nice and smooth sounding. You can use your right hand muting to cut those nice and short. And that little rundown, if you haven't learned pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic scale so far, it's a descending pattern and it's a very simple thing to remember. It's just a 3rd fret on the E string to the open E string, 3rd fret on the B string to the open B string, 2nd fret on the G string to the open G string. And it's just that going down. So practice that. The way to learn it is just practice each string at a time. Just get that 3rd open, B string, 3rd open, 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd open, 2nd fret on the G string to the open string. So practice that nice and slowly. You can pick it all down strokes. But when we play the song, we want to pull off. And the way to make those notes come out clearly when you're pulling off, you can't just lift your finger off because you lose the note, the second note. You're not picking it, you want to pull off and you hear the second note. So if you lift your finger off, it just kills the note. So we want to ever so slightly pull our finger towards the floor and do that on each string. On the G string, we do a little bend first, so it's tricky. We have to push up and then pull off. So we're pulling off, bending up, then pulling off. And then that fits in between those chords. And it's tricky, it's not easy to get that smooth, but it's just like anything. You just take it very slow and make sure each element works well. The pull-offs are clear, that bend, nice bluesy bend. As you release it, pull off again, just pulling slightly towards the floor, ever so slightly, tiny amount. We don't want to bend that note again. But when you bend a note, you can either push up or you can pull down. I tend to like pushing up on the higher strings. And then we do a different riff. There's a few ways of playing this. The easiest way to play this is all on the E string and you go. And you've got a few different fingering options because you're going 7 down to 4 on the E string, 7 down to 5. 7 down to 6 and then 7 twice. You can play it here going between the 2nd fret on the A string to the 4th fret on the E string, 2nd fret to the 5th fret on the E string, 2nd fret on the A string to the 6th fret on the E string, 2nd fret to the 7th fret. But it's a big stretch, keep going. But it sounds cool changing strings. You cut those notes really short because you've got to kind of keep moving positions. Or you can just stay on this one string. But it doesn't fall into any natural positions. It's a really weird way to play on that one string. But then the other way is a really big stretch. So the whole thing together goes. so on. When we get to the chorus of the song, it's all power chords now. So we're going to go from an A chord to an E power chord. So it's just moving your first finger from the A and D string to the E and A string for the E. A to E. Only 2 strings on each. A and D string on that chord, E and A string on that chord. And then we stay in that position, change it to a B power chord, back to an A power chord, back to a B. So these chords are moving very quickly. They've got a slight funky rhythm. We don't play on beat 1, we start with a little, you could do a mute, just to help you stay in time and keep everything in that funky offbeat. And then we do these fast changes, G, so this one is G to D to an A power chord, bend that E string back to an A power chord. The cool thing of ACDC is they're quite rocky. Their guitars aren't heavily distorted too much, so they play a lot of jangly, big open chords, these kind of chord shapes. And they still sound really rocking. So you're going from G, D, then power chord. And then replace the chord just with a single note. Then you go back to that one. So A to E to B, back to A, back to B. Second section, G is an open chord. You could do this version of G to D to A power chord to a little bluesy bend of that E string. Just bend a little bluesy bend to get us back to the A. Then you go back to the first one. Then finish with a big strum on G. And so on. And then it goes back. Then there's this little riff before the solo that goes. Really nice little riff, just going from the open string to the 7th fret on the A string, and that's the octave, that note's the same, E to E. Then back to your E, plays a power chord to the 5th fret on the A string, back to a power chord, 4th fret this time, then you stand that position, 2nd fret. So all the notes moving down on the A string, it's this pattern, 7, 5, 4, 2, and it's add a power chord each time. E, 7, E, 5, E, 4, E, stay in position 2, with a little rhythm. And then that repeats into the solo. So they're the main sections of the song, then it gets a bit complicated towards the end. So as a simpler version, we'll stick it there for now. It's really fun to play. It's a challenge to move those chords quickly and add these little riffs and stuff in. But it's a nice song, fun to play. Turn it up, put some distortion on it and have some fun with it. And I hope you've enjoyed the lesson, and I'll see you next time.